Hi, my name's Dr. Harold Goodman, and I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland. When I went to medical school, all of my courses dealt with disease. And this is true of every single doctor in the world. Our training is focused on pathology, on disease. And yet, we're identified as healthcare providers. But let me tell you, there ain't a single bit of healthcare training in any medical school, nursing school, chiropractic school, any of these schools. It's all focused on pathology, on disease. What's wrong? Now imagine you're in a relationship with somebody and they think you're screwed up. You're diseased. You're a problem. In fact, when I was doing my postgraduate residency training at the National Rehab Hospital in Washington, D.C., we had to write a progress note, another euphemism, on every single patient after we saw them. And the progress notes followed the form that we were all taught, and every physician is taught in medical school. First, we list the chief complaint, because the patient is a complainer. Our relationship with our patients are first complaint, second complaint, third complaint, and so forth. And honestly, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who regards me as a complainer in an adversarial role. I always wanted an intimate, honest relationship, and that's not what doctors are taught. The whole system, which calls itself a healthcare system, is not focused on health. And I'm not talking about taking supplements or doing exercise or meditating, because who and what you are is health. That's who you are. Patients come to my office and I focus on them as healthy. I refuse to be codependent with my patients that they have a problem. Now you may say, well, what if they have a functional problem, like, what if they have a structural problem, let's say? They have cancer or some other kind of thing like that. Or they broke a bone. Well, we'll send them to somebody who helps them with that. If they need surgery, they'll get surgery. But there still is the beliefs that they have that they're sick. There's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. You're healthy. That's who you are. That is your inheritance. And so I refuse to see my patients as sick. People come in here and they say, I'm depressed. And I say, you're not depressed. You have a thought that you're depressed. And that thought leads to a feeling or an emotion or a mood of depression. I find that every single one of my patients, no matter what their quote unquote diagnosis, the label that is put on them by the medical system, is healthy. And I see you as healthy. And part of my job here is to help you connect with that so that you know that your default stage is happiness and joy. That's your default mental stage, mental health. So anytime anyone puts a label on you and you accept it, you basically are giving away your power. And you're believing a lie. And when you believe that lie, you feel lousy. And then you feel, I don't enjoy my life. We see little kids, they're laughing and smiling and joking and happy. They're filled with joy. That's your natural state. We see Down syndrome people, and they're smiling most of the time and laughing and in a good mood. Neither of these two groups think their way through life. Your default state is health. I'm an osteopathic physician, and the man who discovered osteopathy, Andrew Taylor Still, who died in 1917, he wrote in one of his 4 books in 1902, The Philosophy of Mechanical Principles of Osteopathy. The object of the physician should be to find health. Any fool can find disease. And apparently there are a hell of a lot of fools around these days. And there were in 1902 as well. The object of the physician shall be to find health. And that's what I do with anyone who comes to me.